Well, hello, I'm Joanna Clark with Blissful Baby Sleep Coaching, and I'm here with Joyce, a mom of an 8-year-old. Hi, Joyce, how are you?
Good. Hi, Joanna.
So today we're going to review the journey, her success story of working with an 8-year-old. So many families think that by the time they have an 8-year-old, that it's just the way it is, that they will either like magically grow out of it and magically have beautiful sleep habits, or they feel like by the time they're 8, like, I guess I just don't have a good sleeper and I guess I just got a bad lottery number. But Joyce is here to tell you something differently, right, Joyce?
Absolutely. I'd love to share our journey with Joanna.
Okay. All right. So let's talk. So, what did life look like with your 8-year-old daughter before you called me?
So there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of frustrations. Nor was waking up uh, multiple times throughout the night. She needed us with her to sleep. She needed us with her when she woke up to get back into bed with her and get her back to sleep. So things felt very claustrophobic. We had to stay in the room, and this could have taken up to 3 hours sometimes a night. So there was not much time to do with my husband and even for myself, even doing things around the house. So there was a lot of um, frustration and resentment as well.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of this kind of anxiety and frustration started around dinner time. So it
Correct.
was like dinner time started, and all of a sudden it was like anxiety, power struggle, negotiations, and then finally like lying
Right.
with her, lying there until she fell asleep, only to find her waking up and traveling down to the master bedroom, wanting somebody to come back to the bed with her, musical beds,
Yes.
and just
Yeah. Even dinner time was leading up to bedtime, like you said, where she would start getting anxious because she didn't want to go to bed herself. So that was also a struggle.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah. That just wasn't wanting to be alone. I mean, she was just frantic about um needing someone in the room with her
correct.
bedtime at in the middle of the night, and it got more and more demanding. And
Hmm.
of course, like you said, just it became kind of claustrophobic for everybody because
Right,
she just couldn't be satiated.
right.
So that's what life looked like before you called me. So what then made you decide to ask for help? How did
So it was really by coincidence. We have a mutual friend, Noor's classmate,
Mhm.
and we were just sharing our experiences, and she highly recommended you. And we were at a point where we just had no solutions. We've tried everything we can, and so we decided to give you a call.
Yes,
And I'm
and
happy we did. So,
exactly. And again, like us moms, like I mean, I hope us moms are honest about our struggles, right? Because you never know where help is going to be available to you if you actually
yeah,
share, like, wow, bedtime is kind of mayhem. Wow, we're up all night with her. And then that other mom is like, well, I totally get it because that was me too. And as your child gets
exactly.
older, there's less opportunity to kind of have these conversations because it kind of feels like we shouldn't even be having this problem when I'm a
Correct.
5-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, 10-year-old. But it's true. Like there's a lot of parents that are still struggling with children's sleep, even in elementary school. And it is
Hmm.
important for everyone to know it's never too late for your child to learn sleep skills. So I'm so glad
Absolutely.
that you had a friend to talk to and that your friend had a resource for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was it like to go through the process? Like what did you love most about the gentle sleep coaching process with me? And you guys can see
We,
my dog back here. That's
yes, I know. I love
he's like he wants there's that's magic. He's all like, "Hey,
so sweet
I'll be a part of the
on the video.
video." Yeah.
Well, we loved having you with us as our kind of cheerleader, our guide, the cheerleader to our daughter, and just helping us through the process, providing us with scientific information about sleep cycles, um, signs to be aware of with our children of when they should be ready for bed. And we were not paying attention to any of these. So having you with us every step of the way was a tremendous help, and even understanding a lot of these behavioral health and psychological and scientific things that could affect sleep.
Right. And you guys are probably noticing mom is wearing scrubs. So she's a physician herself, right? And so
Yeah.
having kind of that science-backed approach was really important to
Yeah.
you. And I also know what you mentioned to me, that both you and your husband loved about the process was the teamwork element. Can you talk about that teamwork component,
Yeah,
and the
absolutely.
collaboration and also not only collaboration with your husband, collaboration with your daughter, that she was very much a part of this process?
Yes. So, I'm a person that needs their sleep. So, my husband and I, we had decided to for him to help be the coach, while I can get my rest, but which was wonderful because our daughter had the structure of who's going to be the coach and who's going to be with her, and someone reliable, somebody that's going to be able to handle those evenings that were difficult, the first couple of weeks. So having you guiding us, and having Joe and I, my husband and I, work through the process, but really, um, he was a great coach.
Exactly. He was a great coach. And this is very much a team process. This is a family system issue. When we have an
Yeah,
older child who, it's really about getting the entire family, including the child, very much a part of the process. It becomes like a group project, really, a family project. And so, when I'm working with an older child, like they are absolutely part of the process. We are having conference calls with them.
right,
They know exactly what's happening. They have a say. They get to experience their pleasure or their displeasure. They get to
right,
experience their wins. We celebrate their wins. So it's incredibly collaborative with the child, and bridging and really creating unity um,
right.
between the parents and the child. And one thing that the dad had said that I thought was such a great analogy is that before starting this sleep training process, he had kind of a perception in the father figure role that he would have to kind of be like the brick wall, like the really tough guy, like I'm the dad, so therefore this is what we're going to have to do. And then
Correct.
it turned out that he was so happy, and you were happy, and your daughter was happy, that that is not what this process is at all. There is no brick wall. So can you talk about that part so that parents don't have this feeling that this is this rigid experience? Because it's not. It's
It's
super
not. And I
adaptable.
think, yeah, and I think every child is different, and I think every approach is different, and you kind
Yes.
of have a recipe for every child. And so, I don't think our recipe really followed maybe a lot of the other experiences that you had, and you were kind enough to tailor it
Yep.
for our daughter. And it was a very gentle approach. We It took us maybe a little bit longer than normal, but we got to a point where we're very happy with where she's at. And it wasn't where we had to lock the door and tell her, okay, this is how it's going to be. You're going to deal with your feelings. You just have to stay in your room. It was not like that at all, which was my fear initially, because I don't believe in that disciplinary way. And it was really nice that it was tailored to her personality. So she
Mhm.
had severe anxiety, like we talked about, and so we eased into a lot of the different techniques and strategies to get her to sleep on her own and stay in her room.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So super collaborative and super,
Yeah.
um, really, again, like it became kind of her, like she's at the point, in fact, let's just say this. Let's talk about what life looks like now. That
Right,
will explain how going from where we were to what we look like now, and knowing it was a collaborative process will put all of this into context. So Mom, what does it
right.
look like now? Tell us how
So now,
amazingly easy and beautiful. Yeah.
we all sit down for dinner. Everybody knows after dinner is we're going to go up and we're going to get ready for bed. And so there's no crying about that. There's no anxiety or fear about bedtime. So we're enjoying a lot of different books, a lot of different classic books with our daughter. We'll read. She's gotten very comfortable figuring out how to fall asleep. And so even just last night, she was like, I'm trying to get comfortable in my bed. And I said, oh, okay, this is wonderful. I'm like, you know, do what you need to do. And so now she does not come to our room.
Mhm.
She does not wake up. She does not wake me up, which was another struggle that I was dealing with because, I need my sleep and we don't have her in our bed. And so that was our goal. Our goal was so she could be well rested,
Mhm.
she could feel like she has energy for the day, for a full day at school. She's improving in school. She's happier.
Mhm.
So
It's like
yeah,
night and
we're at
day.
a,
It's like
yeah,
night
it's
and
night
day.
and day.
It's night and day. So it was like from dinner time throughout the night, it was just chaos and power struggle and
Yeah,
arousals. And now it's like pleasant family dinner, like family dinner the way you hope it can be, where you're
exactly.
talking and laughing, easy bedtime. She's confident and happy falling asleep. She stays asleep all night. She wakes up well
Yeah,
rested, and then she goes off to school and is having a great
she's
day
well rested.
and well rested, and she's like coming out with like better grades, better everything, and she
Correct.
says she feels better too. She actually told you guys that the other day. She's like, I feel
Right.
it, right.
She does, and she does, and the other thing I'd like to add, if she can't sleep, she's figured out a way to not have us around, not
Right.
need us. So she'll pick up a book and she'll read for a few minutes,
Right.
and then try and go back to sleep again. So she's learned these skills on what to do without having us around all the time. And I
Amazing.
think that's huge. Yeah,
It's huge. So, this is what my goal is that we want your children to have sleep skills so that they can go to sleep independently. And if they have an arousal, which they will, because all
they,
human beings have arousals, she knows how to go back to sleep without anybody doing something to and for her.
right,
So, she has sleep skills now. So therefore she has healthy sleep habits. And so now life is just easier. So,
right.
so my question to you now is if you were to meet a family, whether their child was 6 months old or 8 years old, somewhere in between, or 10 years old, and they were sleep deprived, and they had this belief that nothing will ever work for them, or they have a belief that doing some sleep coaching would be mean or not nice, or they had a belief that, oh, maybe their kid will just grow out of it. Like, what do you want them to know about asking for sleep support now that you've been through this entire process?
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. We have learned so much about, psychological and, um, systemic uh, it, things that can affect sleep. We have a lot more research, and I think it can be done in a gentle way with just a little bit of patience.
Mhm.
And like you said, it's collaborative, so everybody's got to be a team. And we think you're just a wonderful guide that's helped us hours on end on the phone, and been a cheerleader for our daughter, which is also helpful. Somebody that is not their parent, to be
Mhm.
able to let them know that they're doing a good job. So I do think it's possible. Gentle parenting is possible, which means that you could definitely sleep train in a very sweet and loving way, and
Yes.
help them understand their bodies, help them understand what to do.
Yep.
Um, yeah, to calm their nerves. And so these are skills that we have to teach our children.
Yeah.
they're not born knowing what to do. And so, even humans nowadays need these skills. And I think
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with asking for help. So,
Exactly. And exactly. And I remember what dad also said that I thought was really great is like just this idea of like, don't doubt the process, like
yeah,
be open to the fact that there are multiple ways that we can go about creating the circumstances for the learning to come online. And
right.
just being really open, like again, going from that brick wall feeling like my only option is brick wall, and then realizing there were all these other options available to really work in this very sequential way,
Right.
where the end result is everything you wanted, but you got there in a way you never even imagined. So
Correct.
yes. So thank you
Yeah,
so much for trusting me,
absolutely. Thank
and
you for
I'm
your
so proud
time.
of all of you guys for all the work you've done. And now I get to say my favorite thing, which is welcome to the well-rested family revolution.
Thank you, Joanna. Yeah, we loved having you and getting to know you and everything about this process.
Thank you.
Thank you.